Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel The World Coin. On this channel, we explore rare and valuable coins from around the world. Old dollar coins, error coins, and hidden treasures that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you love coin collecting, or want to know the real value of coins you already own, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss an update. Let's get started with today's rare coin. I have 3 videos of quarter dollar. So let's get started. The Washington quarter is a modern United States coin that at first appears ordinary, yet when studied carefully it reveals important historical placement, structural detail, grading characteristics, and specialized collector interest that can elevate certain examples into the hundreds and even thousands of dollars depending on condition and rarity. This coin belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, remained a central part of American coinage for more than 6 decades. By 1994, the series was in its final traditional phase before the major transition to the state quarter program in 1999, making the 1994 issue part of the closing chapter of the classic Eagle reverse era. The obverse design features a left-facing portrait of George Washington with the word Liberty positioned above his head in strong capital lettering. The national motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left of the portrait. The date 1994 is centered below the bust. To the right of Washington's ponytail is the P mint mark, signifying production at the Philadelphia Mint. The presence of the P mint mark reflects modern minting standards, as Philadelphia coins before 1980 typically carried no mint mark. The reverse displays a heraldic eagle with wings fully extended. The eagle grasps a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing strength and defense, while olive branches below represent peace. Surrounding inscriptions include United States of America across the top, E pluribus unum beneath the eagle, and quarter dollar at the bottom. The 1994 P quarter is struck in copper nickel-clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. The edge is reeded, containing 119 reeds. Unlike quarters produced before 1965, it contains no silver content, so intrinsic metal value is minimal. Its worth depends entirely on collector demand, condition, rarity, and mint error status. In 1994, the Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 825 million quarters. This high mintage means that circulated examples are abundant. However, abundance in mintage does not always translate to abundance in high-grade preservation. Most coins entered circulation immediately and experienced wear. Coins surviving in exceptional condition become progressively scarcer as grade increases. In very fine condition, abbreviated as VF, the coin shows moderate circulation wear but retains strong overall detail. On the obverse, the highest points of Washington's hair above the ear and at the crown of the head show visible flattening. The cheek and jawline appear smoother compared to uncirculated coins. However, the lettering Liberty remains bold and fully readable. In God We Trust is clear and distinct. The date 1994 is sharp without distortion. The P mint mark should be well defined. On the reverse in very fine grade, the eagle's breast feathers are largely worn smooth in the central area, though the wings retain clear outline definition. The arrow, bundle and olive branches remain visible. All lettering is complete and strong. A standard 1994 P Washington quarter in very fine condition without special characteristics typically carries a modest premium, often trading between face value and approximately $1 depending on regional demand. It is not considered rare in this grade. However, value can increase dramatically when certain unique features are present. Collectors closely examine 1994 P quarters for mint error varieties. A double die obverse, where design elements such as Liberty or In God We Trust show visible doubling caused during die creation, can significantly increase value. Strong examples of doubled dies may command prices ranging from $150 to $400 or more depending on clarity and certification. Double die reverse varieties, though less common, also attract attention. Off-center strike errors represent another valuable category. If the coin was misaligned during striking and displays 10 to 50% off-center design while retaining a visible date and mint mark, collector demand increases sharply. Such pieces may sell from $100 to $600 depending on severity and eye appeal. Broad strikes, clipped planchettes, and struck-through errors can also push values into the hundreds. Die cracks and cuds, raised metal areas caused by damaged dies, are collectible when dramatic and well-positioned. Large rim cuds especially can attract strong premiums. Coins exhibiting major die breaks have sold for substantial sums depending on visibility and condition. Condition rarity is another major factor. While very fine examples are common, coins that survived in near-perfect mint state condition are significantly scarcer. Certified examples graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services can command hundreds of dollars due to registry-set competition. In rare instances where population numbers are extremely low for top grades, auction results have reached near or above the $1,000 level. These values reflect scarcity in pristine preservation rather than base mintage. It is essential to understand that claims of hundreds or thousands of dollars apply only to rare air coins or exceptionally high-grade certified specimens. Ordinary circulated pieces without special characteristics do not reach such values. Careful examination under magnification is required to identify doubling, strike anomalies, or die defects. Surface preservation plays a critical role in market value. Coins that retain original mint luster in higher grades are more desirable than cleaned or polished examples. Cleaning permanently damages the coin's surface and significantly reduces collector interest. Even in very fine grade, natural, undisturbed surfaces are preferred. The 1994 P. Washington quarter also holds contextual historical importance. It was struck during a stable economic period in the United States, just before the dramatic shift in circulating commemorative coinage introduced by the State Quarter program in 1999. As part of the final traditional design era, it represents continuity in American coin design spanning more than 60 years. When evaluating a 1994 P quarter for potential value, examine the coin under magnification. Inspect the lettering for separation or shadow-like doubling. Observe the mint mark area for irregular shape or repunching. Check for alignment errors between obverse and reverse. Study the rim and edge reads for abnormalities. Look for raised cracks or unusual metal flow lines. In summary, the 1994 P. Washington quarter in very fine condition is generally a common modern coin worth a modest premium. However, unique features such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, dramatic die cracks, and exceptionally high certified grades can elevate value into the hundreds and occasionally toward the $1,000 range. The difference between a 25-cent coin and a high-value collectible lies in minute details, preservation quality, and verified rarity. Careful inspection, proper storage, and professional authentication are key factors in determining whether a particular example holds significant market potential. Next video. The Washington quarter is a modern United States quarter dollar that, while common in circulation, holds important numismatic relevance within the long-running Washington quarter series. Struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the D mint mark on the obverse to the right of George Washington's ponytail, the 1989 D issue represents part of the late classic era of the Washington design, just a decade before the state quarter transformation reshaped American coin collecting. Although the majority of these coins trade at modest values in circulated grades, specific examples, especially those with rare mint errors, exceptional strike quality, or unusually high preservation, can reach values in the hundreds and, in rare certified cases, even approach or exceed $1,000. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse portrait features a dignified left-facing bust of Washington. Above his head appears the inscription Liberty. To the left is the national motto In God We Trust. The date 1989 is positioned below the portrait. On Denver minted examples, a small but distinct D mint mark appears to the right of the ponytail ribbon. This mint mark confirms production at the Denver Mint facility in Colorado. The reverse design of the 1989 D quarter features the long-standing heraldic eagle motif. The eagle's wings are fully spread, symbolizing national strength and vigilance. In its talons, the eagle grips a bundle of arrows representing defense and military readiness. Olive branches below symbolize peace. Surrounding inscriptions include United States of America across the top, E pluribus unum beneath the eagle, and $quarter at the bottom indicating denomination. From a technical standpoint, the 1989 D Washington quarter is composed of copper nickel-clad metal. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The total weight is 5.67 grams. The diameter measures 24.3 millimeters. The edge is reeded with 119 reeds. Unlike quarters minted prior to 1965, it contains no silver content, meaning its collectible value is determined purely by numismatic factors rather than intrinsic metal value. In 1989, the Denver Mint struck over 561 million quarters. This substantial mintage makes standard circulated examples common. However, mintage figures alone do not determine long-term collector value. Survival in higher grades, strike sharpness, eye appeal, and the presence of mint errors significantly influence market demand. In very fine VF condition, the coin exhibits moderate circulation wear but retains strong major details. On the obverse, Washington's hair above the ear shows noticeable flattening. The highest points of the hair and cheek appear smoother than in uncirculated examples. However, Liberty remains bold and complete. In God We Trust is fully readable without fading. The date 1989 is sharp and distinct. The D mint mark should be clearly visible without distortion. On the reverse in very fine grade, the eagle's breast feathers are largely worn smooth in the central area. The wings retain outline definition, though feather detail is partially reduced. The arrow bundle and olive branches remain visible. All lettering is intact and bold. For a standard 1989 D quarter in very fine condition without special features, the typical market value ranges from face value to approximately $1 depending on demand. It is not considered rare in this grade. However, specific varieties and errors dramatically change the value structure. Collectors actively search for double die varieties on the 1989 D quarter. A double die obverse may show visible doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust. Strong examples can sell between $150 and $500 depending on clarity and professional certification. Double die reverse varieties are less common but also command premiums when clearly visible. Off-center strikes are another valuable category. If the coin was misaligned during striking and displays a significant portion of the design missing while retaining a visible date and mint mark, collector interest rises sharply. Depending on severity, off-center examples can bring between $100 and $600. Clipped planchette errors, caused during the blanking process, create a curved missing section along the rim. Such examples are collectible and can sell from $75 to $300 depending on size and condition. Broad strikes, struck through errors, and dramatic die cracks also contribute to increased value. Condition rarity is a major factor in the 1989 D quarter market. Although millions were struck, very few survive in pristine mint state grades such as MS67 or higher. Registry collectors compete for top population certified coins graded by professional services. Auction records show that high-grade certified examples have sold for several $100s. In rare instances where population numbers are extremely low, prices have approached or surpassed the $1,000 level. Strike quality is particularly important for Denver Mint issues. Some 1989 D quarters exhibit softer strikes, especially on the eagle's breast feathers. Fully struck examples with sharp detail and strong luster are scarcer and more desirable in higher grades. Surface originality significantly impacts value. Coins that retain original surfaces without cleaning are more attractive to collectors. Cleaning or polishing permanently damages the coin's natural patina and reduces potential market value. Even in very fine condition, natural surfaces are preferred. Historically, the 1989 D Washington quarter represents a stable period in American coinage before the dramatic redesign movement of the late 1990s. It stands as part of the uninterrupted eagle reverse era that lasted from 1932 until 1998. This continuity makes it an essential component for collectors assembling complete Washington quarter date and mint sets. When examining a 1989 D quarter for potential high value, careful inspection is essential. Use magnification to check for doubling in lettering. Inspect the mint mark for irregular shapes. Examine the rim for signs of clipping or die breaks. Look for unusual alignment between obverse and reverse. Evaluate surface preservation and strike sharpness. In summary, the 1989 D Washington quarter in very fine condition is generally a common coin with modest value above face. However, unique mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, dramatic die breaks, and exceptionally high certified mint state examples can elevate value into the hundreds and in rare cases toward the $1,000 range. The distinction between ordinary pocket change and a high-value collectible depends entirely on detail, preservation, rarity, and verified authenticity. Next video. The Washington quarter is one of the most interesting modern quarters in United States coin history because it combines low collector saving habits at the time of release, heavy circulation survival patterns, and growing demand from date and mint set collectors. Although it is a copper-nickel clad coin with no silver content and was originally worth only 25 cents, specific examples, particularly those in stronger condition ranges or with rare mint errors, can reach values in the hundreds and, in certified high-grade cases, even approach or exceed the $1,000 level. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design by John Flanagan became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, lasting unchanged in basic form until 1998. By 1983, the series was firmly established, but an important factor makes the 1983 issue special. During the early 1980s recession period, very few uncirculated coin sets were saved by the public compared to other years. This had a long-term impact on availability in higher grades. The obverse of the 1983 P quarter features the familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington. Above his head appears the inscription Liberty in bold capital letters. To the left of the portrait is the national motto In God We Trust. The date 1983 appears below the bust. To the right of Washington's ponytail ribbon is the P mint mark, identifying the Philadelphia Mint as the production facility. The presence of the P mint mark reflects modern minting standards. Prior to 1980, Philadelphia quarters generally carried no mint mark. The reverse displays the classic heraldic eagle design that defined the Washington quarter from 1932 through 1998. The eagle's wings are spread wide in a display of strength and authority. In its talons, the eagle clutches a bundle of arrows symbolizing defense and military readiness. Olive branches below represent peace. The inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum appear above and beneath the eagle respectively, while quarter dollar is displayed at the bottom. The 1983 P quarter is composed of a copper-nickel clad structure. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The total weight is 5.67 grams. The diameter measures 24.3 millimeters. The edge is reeded with approximately 119 reeds. Because it contains no silver, its intrinsic metal value is minimal. Collector demand determines its market value. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 673 million quarters in 1983. While this number appears high, the survival rate in high-grade uncirculated condition is lower than many surrounding years because relatively few original mint sets were saved. This phenomenon makes the 1983 P quarter notably tougher in mint state grades compared to many other modern issues. In very fine VF condition, the coin displays moderate circulation wear but retains strong central design elements. On the obverse, the hair above Washington's ear shows flattening, and the highest curls near the crown are worn smooth. The cheek and jawline appear less rounded compared to mint state examples. However, Liberty remains bold and fully readable. In God We Trust is clear. The date 1983 is sharp. The P mint mark should be distinct and undamaged. On the reverse in very fine grade, the eagle's breast feathers are largely worn flat in the central region. Feather separation is reduced, but the wings remain clearly outlined. The arrow bundle and olive branches are visible though lacking sharpness. All lettering remains bold and complete. In standard very fine condition without errors, the 1983 P quarter typically carries modest premium value. Often between face value and $1 or $2 depending on demand. However, this is only the base level of the market. The real strength of the 1983 P quarter appears in two main areas: mint errors and high-grade condition rarity. Collectors search carefully for double die varieties on the obverse. A strong double die obverse showing visible separation in Liberty or In God We Trust can command substantial premiums. Depending on clarity and certification, such coins may sell between $150 and $500. In dramatic cases with strong eye appeal, prices may exceed that range. Off-center strikes are another collectible category. A coin struck 10 to 50% off-center while retaining a visible date and mint mark can sell from $100 to $600 depending on severity. Clipped planchette errors, where a curved section of the rim is missing due to blanking issues, can bring $75 to $300 or more depending on size and overall preservation. Die cracks, cuds, and struck-through errors also attract attention. Large rim cuds or dramatic die breaks may increase value into the low hundreds depending on visual impact. The most significant value potential for the 1983 P quarter lies in high-grade mint state condition. Because relatively few uncirculated examples were preserved, certified coins graded MS-67 or higher are considerably scarcer compared to many other 1980s issues. Registry set collectors compete for top population examples certified by major grading services. Auction records show that high-grade specimens have sold for several $100s, and in rare top population cases have approached or exceeded $1,000. Strike quality is another important consideration. Some 1983 P quarters show weaker detail on the eagle's breast feathers or Washington's hair. Fully struck examples with sharp detail and strong original luster are more desirable in higher grades. Surface preservation dramatically affects value. Coins with original mint luster and no cleaning are preferred. Cleaning damages the microscopic surface structure and reduces collector appeal. Even in circulated grades such as very fine, natural surfaces are important. Historically, the 1983 P Washington quarter represents a transitional economic period in U.S. history. Its relative scarcity in top condition due to limited collector saving habits at the time gives it a stronger reputation among modern quarter specialists. It is widely recognized as one of the tougher modern clad quarters in high grade. When evaluating a 1983 P quarter for potential premium value, careful examination is essential. Inspect the lettering for doubling. Examine the mint mark area for abnormalities. Check the rim for clipping or die breaks. Evaluate strike sharpness, especially on the eagle's breast feathers. Look for original surface texture without polishing. In conclusion, the 1983 P Washington quarter in very fine condition is generally a common circulated coin with modest premium above face value. However, rare mint errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, dramatic die breaks, and especially high-grade certified mint state examples can elevate value into the hundreds and in select cases toward or above the $1,000 range. The difference between an ordinary 25-cent coin and a high-value collectible lies in preservation quality, error rarity, and verified authenticity. So if you enjoyed this rare coin history video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos about valuable coins from around the world.